doctors saving lives, you know? But we can change lives. We can help, you know?
Keanu Reeves is one of the most celebrated actors of the 21st century, and for good reason. The fan-favorite actor has starred in countless flicks, such as Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and The Matrix, that have evoked a sense of wonder, whimsy, and fascination from audiences worldwide. However, Reeves's immense commercial success hasn't protected him from personal tragedy, causing his life to lack some of the typical Hollywood glow. In fact, behind the scenes, a stunning number of Reeves' personal experiences have been wrought with tragedy, grief, and chaos. Now, at 59, Keanu Reeves finally admits what we all suspected. Keanu Reeves faced adversity from the very beginning of his life. Born in 1964 in Lebanon to Patricia Taylor, an English costume designer, and Samuel Nowlin. Reeves, a Chinese-Hawaiian geologist, Keanu's upbringing was far from conventional. His early years offered no indication of the Hollywood stardom that awaited him. From a young age, Keanu experienced the instability caused by his father's erratic behavior. Samuel, dealing with personal struggles, frequently drifted in and out of Keanu's life, leaving him and his younger sister behind as he pursued his own interests. This pattern of abandonment created a tumultuous environment for Keanu and his family. As the Reeves family moved from Australia to New York in search of stability, tensions between Samuel and Patricia reached a breaking point. Their quest for a place to call home was marred by the strain on their relationship, further exacerbating Keanu's challenging upbringing. When Keanu was just a toddler and his sister Kim was an infant, Samuel officially divorced Patricia, their mother. Soon after, he returned to Hawaii alone, leaving behind his young children. As the years went by, Keanu found it challenging to maintain a stable relationship with his father. Despite Samuel's previous abandonment of the family, he made several attempts to reconnect with Keanu and Kim during their early teenage years. Although Keanu and Kim found solace and stability with their mother, they longed for a connection with their biological father, Samuel. "We believed that our lives would be better if we could have our father with us," Keanu revealed in an interview with Penthouse magazine in 2002. However, despite their efforts to reconcile with Samuel, he never developed the necessary skills to be a supportive father. Keanu was still a young boy when Samuel ultimately severed all ties with his children, leaving them grappling with the loss of a paternal figure. After years of tumultuous behavior, Samuel took 13-year-old Keanu on one final trip. According to Reeves, they shared a quiet evening together under the dark skies of Hawaii. The following day, Samuel dropped off Keanu and Kim at the airport before abruptly cutting off contact with them. "It was as if he vanished without a trace," Keanu recounted to Penthouse. Despite their efforts, neither the authorities nor hospitals could locate Samuel. Eventually, Keanu and Kim learned that Samuel was serving a lengthy prison sentence for drug possession. By the time he was released, the opportunity to rebuild a positive relationship with their father had passed, leaving them with unanswered questions and unresolved emotions. When Keanu was 13 years old, he was living in New York City, navigating the complexities of adolescence. During this period, Patricia Taylor, his mother, grappled with the aftermath of Samuel's disappearance, much like Keanu did. Patricia found herself frequently entering into short-lived relationships and marriages with men from various social and economic backgrounds. The constant flux of romantic partners added unique challenges for Keanu and his sister, Kim. One of Patricia's husbands, Paul Aaron, who was a Broadway and Hollywood director, provided Keanu with a small opportunity in the film industry by allowing him to work on his sets. However, the family's subsequent relocation to Toronto and the eventual divorce between Patricia and Paul marked a significant turning point in Keanu's life. Upon arriving in Canada, Keanu made a concerted effort to acclimate to his new surroundings by immersing himself in hobbies and activities that brought him joy. As he transitioned into his teenage years, he discovered a passion for ice hockey and began playing the sport with his peers. His natural talent on the ice quickly became evident, but despite his athletic success, Keanu still felt a sense of emptiness. Amidst Keanu's pursuit of his interests, he and his sister Kim found themselves entangled in their mother's tumultuous romantic relationships and subsequent marriages. One particular marriage introduced a new member into their family, further complicating their already complex dynamic. Following Patricia's divorce from Paul Aaron, she entered into a new relationship with Robert Miller, a rock music promoter. During this time, Patricia became pregnant with her third child, Karina Miller. Keanu and Kim developed a relatively close relationship with Karina as she grew up, although the significant age gap sometimes posed challenges to their bond. Regrettably, Patricia's marriage to Miller proved short-lived, and she subsequently moved on to her fourth and final husband, Jack Bond, a hair salon owner. Despite Keanu's efforts to reconcile with his fragmented family dynamic, he faced personal challenges that made it difficult to thrive in the traditional school environment. Throughout their years of traveling with their mother, Keanu and Kim found themselves moving between a variety of schools. Keanu, in particular, attended 4 different schools over the course of his high school years. Despite the constant upheaval, Keanu's passion for acting was thriving. After initially attending a few conventional high schools, Keanu took a bold step and applied to the Toronto High School for the Performing Arts, despite lacking any prior artistic experience. To his surprise, he was accepted into the program. Additionally, at the young age of 16, Keanu landed a national Coca-Cola commercial, further fueling his burgeoning acting career. While Keanu found solace and creative fulfillment in his pursuits within the performing arts, he ultimately made the decision to drop out of high school to pursue acting full-time. Keanu's decision to leave school for good was solidified when he was expelled. "I had conflicts and clashes with the staff," he revealed to the Daily Mail in 2008. "The principal and I didn't see eye to eye. I was one of those why kids. I questioned everything too much. I couldn't help it, even if it got me into trouble." Keanu's challenges in fitting in with the typical high school crowd may have also been compounded by his struggle with dyslexia, a learning disability. Since he never attended any single high school for more than a year, Keanu and his sister, who also faced similar difficulties with dyslexia, never received the necessary support and resources to excel in an academic setting. Away from the confines of a traditional school environment, Keanu gradually discovered his place in the realm of acting. He secured numerous roles in both film and television productions in Canada, further building upon the commercial success he had already achieved during his high school years. Keanu's introduction to the American film scene came with his debut in the hockey film Youngblood, 1986. His undeniable charm captured the attention of casting directors, propelling him into the glittering world of Hollywood with a mixture of awe and reverence. However, as Keanu immersed himself in the industry, he soon realized that it could be more emotionally taxing than he had ever imagined. Keanu quickly made a name for himself with standout performances in notable films such as the acclaimed Gen X drama River's Edge and The Permanent Record. However, it was his role in the cult classic comedy Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure that catapulted him into the realm of total stardom. "I always had a desire to dive into a lighthearted comedy, something that didn't carry any heavy messages. I craved 2 hours of pure film enjoyment, in the vein of The Blues Brothers, Animal House, or The Marx Brothers," Keanu revealed to Penthouse. With Bill and Ted, Keanu's wish was fulfilled. The film provided him with sheer delight before he embarked on the darkest and most challenging phase of his Hollywood journey. When Keanu and River Phoenix crossed paths on the set of I Love You to Death, 1990, an instant connection sparked between them. River's upbringing in dire poverty led him to perform from a young age as a means of earning money on the streets. Despite his challenging beginnings, River quickly rose to prominence with complex and captivating roles that earned him widespread acclaim. His impressive body of work in both film and television, combined with his mesmerizing performances on screen, solidified his status as one of Hollywood's most glamorous and sought-after male actors. While audiences, fans, and colleagues viewed him through a lens of beauty and intrigue, Keanu saw him for who he truly was, a genuine friend. Keanu and River's bond was effortless. Until then, I didn't really have any friends in the film industry because I hadn't met anyone I wanted to hang out with outside of work. I tend to keep my personal and professional lives separate. River Phoenix's upbringing was even more unconventional than mine. Like me, he was drawn to acting for the art itself, not for the fame or career. It was about the craft, Keanu shared with Penthouse. He also spoke highly of River's character, expressing to smash hits in 1991, "I think he's the best." He approaches his work in a way that, for me at least, taught me how to immerse myself more deeply and imaginatively. Similarly, when asked about his thoughts on Keanu, Phoenix echoed similar sentiments. Phoenix recounted to City Limits in 1992, "I got to know Keanu through my ex-girlfriend. Then we crossed paths again on I Love You to Death. I really connected with him. I wanted to collaborate with him. He's like an older brother to me." When asked about the meaning of best friend, Phoenix responded, "Someone you can confide all your secrets in. To me, it's a guy you enjoy spending time with, someone you love and care about. Keanu is my buddy, dude." The strong bond forged between the two actors appeared to influence the course of their careers. Tragically, it was during their subsequent film project that an inexplicable tragedy brought their friendship to an abrupt halt. While collaborating on I Love You to Death, Keanu and Phoenix shared lighthearted moments, goofing off, trying out silly accents, and sharing laughter until their sides ached. Their on-screen chemistry was electric, resembling the dynamic usually seen in actors who have worked together for years. Once filming wrapped, Keanu eagerly anticipated the opportunity to team up with Phoenix again. Soon after, Keanu seized the chance to deliver a new script to Phoenix personally. Mounting his motorcycle, he embarked on a journey across the United States, covering 1,000 miles to hand-deliver the pages. This script eventually became My Own Private Idaho, with Phoenix landing the role. While the arrangement seemed ideal, the resulting film didn't quite live up to either actor's expectations. Behind the scenes, Phoenix wrestled with profound internal struggles and self-destructive tendencies. In hindsight, Phoenix's mother believes he grappled with the weight of his Hollywood image and endured a profound sense of personal isolation. Transitioning from his youthful child actor persona to more mature adult roles, Phoenix found himself exposed to one of Hollywood's most perilous and pervasive hazards: drugs. While Keanu, also navigating the transition from child star to adult actor, refrained from substance use, he couldn't fully grasp the gravity of Phoenix's situation until it was tragically too late. On October 31st, 1993, at the age of 23, River Phoenix collapsed just outside the Viper Room, a nightclub on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. He had a lethal combination of illegal drugs, including morphine and cocaine, in his system. At the time of Phoenix's passing, Keanu was in the midst of filming Speed, 1994, alongside Sandra Bullock. Both actors received the devastating news about Phoenix's death within the same half-hour. Bullock was taken aback by Keanu's composed reaction to the news. "I wasn't sure how Keanu was going to handle it," she recounted to Clio magazine, "but he remained remarkably calm and had a philosophical perspective, though it was clear that the calmness wouldn't last long." Despite appearing composed on the outside, Keanu grappled with overwhelming emotions in the aftermath of losing his closest friend. "All I can say is that I have never experienced anything like that before in my life," he confided to Empire in 1994. "I was very sad, and something beyond sad. I don't know what it is, you just sob for hours." Keanu coped with his emotions in solitude, pushing most of his grief aside to focus on his acting career. He drew upon his resilience in the face of adversity as motivation to keep going. However, even as he continued to work, he remained acutely aware of the darker realities concealed beneath Hollywood's glamorous facade. Phoenix was one of the few individuals whom Keanu had ever truly opened up to and relied on. It's understandable that, at 29, Keanu became cautious about who he allowed into his life moving forward. Despite the role Hollywood's recklessness played in taking away his closest friend, Keanu demonstrated remarkable resilience as he returned to acting. He immersed himself in numerous film projects throughout the mid to late 90s, spanning genres from action to romance to Shakespearean dramas to westerns. Through his work, he aimed to forge a path toward a future that he fervently hoped would surpass the shadows of his past. During the mid-90s, Keanu's films post-Phoenix showcased a wide range of themes and content, often reflecting new and dynamic facets of his acting, possibly influenced by the emotions and grief stemming from his friend's death. Besides his existing family ties, Keanu appeared hesitant to cultivate any new personal relationships. However, after years of keeping himself closed off from new connections, Keanu found a love that he was willing to share with the world. In 1998, he embarked on an emotional but short-lived relationship with Jennifer Sim, whom he considered the love of his youth. Even if someone had warned Keanu that his romance with Jennifer Sim would end tragically, akin to Phoenix's death, he likely would have pursued it anyway. Sim, a budding actress and assistant to filmmaker David Lynch, was deeply immersed in her career aspirations when fate brought her and Keanu together. Despite her focus on advancing her acting career, all pretenses of professionalism vanished when Keanu Reeves, Keanu's half-sister from his father's side, introduced Sim to Keanu at one of his gatherings. Their connection was instant, and they quickly fell deeply in love with each other. Keanu and Sim wasted no time in their relationship, swiftly moving in together after their initial meeting. The bond between them was so strong that they couldn't bear to be apart for long. Within a year of publicly announcing their relationship, the couple shared the exciting news of Sim's pregnancy with a baby girl. While the announcement brought joy to many, especially those who empathized with Keanu's grief following Phoenix's death, the pregnancy was fraught with complications. What should have been a momentous occasion in their lives turned into a heartbreaking ordeal due to these complications. On Christmas Eve in 1999, just a month before Sim was due to give birth to their daughter, Ava Archer Sim Reeves, she went into premature labor. Tragically, Ava was stillborn, leaving Keanu devastated. This loss added to the already heavy burden of grief Keanu carried from previous hardships in his life. The loss of their child hit both parents hard, and they struggled individually to cope with the immense pain. Sim, grappling with postpartum depression and recovering from the medical complications surrounding Ava's death, faced an uphill battle. Meanwhile, Keanu, also deeply affected, found himself drifting apart from Sim as they both grappled with their own emotional turmoil. Following Ava's passing, Sim and Keanu struggled to maintain their connection, ultimately deciding to part ways. As Keanu's period of happiness and intimacy came to a painful end, he managed to conceal his inner turmoil well, especially in his professional life. The release of The Matrix in March 1999 coincided with Ava's birth. Despite the film's immense commercial success, catapulting Keanu to even greater fame and fortune, he found little solace in his achievements. Balancing the weight of past personal tragedies while unknowingly bracing for the challenges yet to come left Keanu with little time or energy to bask in his success. As Keanu's career soared, both he and Sim grappled with their own demons. While Keanu sought out healthy coping mechanisms, Sim struggled to find solace. Instead, she turned to heavy drinking and excessive partying as a means to escape the pain of losing their child and the subsequent strain on their relationship. Despite the end of their romantic involvement, Keanu remained a steadfast friend to Sim. They often spent time together, sharing meals and engaging in heartfelt conversations. Keanu hoped to support Sim as she navigated through her challenges, even though they were no longer together romantically. However, he could only watch as she spiraled further into her struggles, witnessing her heartbreaking decline firsthand. In April 2001, Sim attended a party at Marilyn Manson's house. Concerned about her level of intoxication, Manson intervened and arranged for one of his personal drivers to take her home safely. However, despite these efforts, Sim made the fateful decision to get behind the wheel of her Jeep Cherokee later that night, intending to return to Manson's house. Tragically, she lost control of the vehicle, colliding with 3 parked cars and succumbing to the impact. Authorities determined that the crash was either the result of accidental intoxication or a deliberate act. Her family was devastated by her untimely death, and Keanu, who had already endured significant loss, was overwhelmed with grief at the news. Even though Sim and Keanu had parted ways romantically, Keanu still held her as the love of his life. According to a source close to the actor, as reported by People magazine, Keanu found it incredibly challenging to come to terms with her passing. Losing Sim, especially after the loss of their child and his closest friend, felt like an insurmountable series of tragedies for him to endure in one lifetime. Nevertheless, Keanu endeavored to navigate his grief by bringing joy to his audiences and inspiring hope in those who admired him as a public figure. In his acts of selflessness, he seemed to find a way to articulate his feelings about his losses, even years after the most difficult times had passed. In 2006, Keanu opened up to Parade magazine, sharing, "Grief changes shape, but it never ends. People have a misconception that you can deal with it and say, 'It's gone, and I'm better.' They're wrong. When the people you love are gone, you're alone. I miss being a part of their lives and them being part of mine. I wonder what the present would be like if they were here. What we might have done together. I miss all the great things that will never be." While these words may sound heavy, Keanu doesn't let his grief define him. Despite the weight of his loss, he continues to radiate light into the world around him. This resilience was especially evident when faced with yet another tragedy involving his closest family member, Kim. In 1991, Keanu received devastating news. His sister, Kim Reeves, was diagnosed with leukemia. Over the next 8 years, Kim bravely battled the illness, enduring its physical and emotional toll. Finally, in 1999, she shared the joyful news that she was in remission. Throughout her journey, Keanu stood by her side, offering unwavering support. According to a close source interviewed by People magazine, Keanu was a constant presence in Kim's life during her hospital stays, spending countless hours by her bedside, holding her hand and providing comfort. Beyond his personal support, Keanu has also been actively involved in supporting cancer research. He has generously donated his time and resources to aid research efforts aimed at combating cancer in people of all ages, from children to teenagers to adults. Despite enduring numerous devastating events throughout his relatively short life, Keanu has steadfastly refused to let his personal hardships harden him. Keanu Reeves's inclination towards privacy may be attributed to the challenges he has faced throughout his life. In the John Wick series, fans can see a profound connection between Keanu's portrayal of the grieving character and his own experiences with loss and love. The actor himself has acknowledged blending his personal life into the character, highlighting the depth of grief depicted in the role. He sees grief as a fundamental aspect of John Wick's character, drawing parallels to his own encounters with enduring grief. Despite his enduring success in Hollywood, Keanu Reeves remains tight-lipped about his personal life, maintaining a mysterious and enigmatic persona. While he dutifully fulfills his promotional obligations for films and graces red carpet events with elegance and professionalism, he prefers to keep his private affairs shielded from public scrutiny. Nevertheless, at 59 years old, he continues to be adored by the public, earning endearing titles such as the Internet's boyfriend and the most wholesome person alive. Such is the extent of his fans' affection that in 2019, an online petition calling for his nomination as Time's Person of the Year garnered over 170,000 signatures. Although he finds the attention somewhat surprising, Keanu acknowledges the positivity that surrounds him, particularly appreciating the reception of his roles in movies like John Wick and Always Be My Maybe. However, this also underscores his discomfort with the spotlight, juxtaposed with his gratitude for the unwavering support of his fans. Nevertheless, he always gives back to people. Keanu Reeves' personal struggles seem to have fostered a profound kindness within him, though he tends to keep this aspect of himself out of the limelight. Stories of his generosity frequently surface online, highlighting his genuine desire to uplift those around him. Whether it's gifting Harley-Davidsons to his entire stunt team on The Matrix or providing free meals for staff during filming, his acts of kindness speak volumes about his character. One Reddit user who worked on the set of Chain Reaction described him as a genuinely very nice guy to work with and definitely kind-hearted. They recounted an instance where he went out of his way to give their friend a ride to the repair shop to pick up his car. One of the most widely circulated stories about Keanu dates back to 1997, when a photo captured him sitting beside a homeless man on the roadside. Reports suggest that he approached the man, engaged in conversation, shared drinks and snacks, and attentively listened to his life story. Moreover, Keanu has quietly donated millions of dollars to various charities over the years. Despite facing significant emotional turmoil, he has managed to steer clear of the destructive paths often associated with fame, demonstrating remarkable resilience in the face of adversity. It's his genuine acts of kindness, coupled with his humility, that have sparked a global fascination with him and earned him deep admiration from countless people. He selflessly pays it forward, embodying true altruism in his actions. Despite facing traumas that might cause many to become cynical, Keanu has remained compassionate and generous, unreservedly promoting the success and well-being of those around him. Looking back on the series of heart-wrenching experiences that Keanu has endured, it's truly remarkable how he not only survived but also thrived. From navigating the challenges of an absent father to enduring the loss of his best friend, his only child, and his first love, Keanu continues to inspire fans with his resilience and unwavering optimism. Despite the tragedies that have marked much of Keanu's life story, he has always found the strength to keep moving forward, a quality that earns admiration from everyone familiar with the weight of his tribulations. His compassionate nature and indomitable spirit have endeared him to audiences, cementing his status as one of the most beloved and highly respected actors in Hollywood, a reputation that is certain to endure throughout the remainder of his career.